You guys leaving without me?
Yep.
Guess I better get in, huh?
Bye.
Alright guys, I'm on the road today. Truck and trailer, empty trailer I should say. Going to get something. Pretty darn excited about this. So, going to see Damon again. Damon scrounged up something, well I'm going to say just as good, if not maybe even better than that orange Jimmy that I went and got from a couple months ago with Devin. Just rolled into Brewster. About halfway to Damon's place, a little less actually. So, Damon is over on the coast. Us, well, people on the eastern side of the state call it the coast. And about 5 hours away. And so it's a bit of a jaunt, but not too bad. So the wife and I have been after a 71 or 72 four-wheel drive BURB, Suburban, GMC or Chevy, no preference. I'm not really too worried about that. For a while now. And we're even open to a two-wheel drive. I want a four-wheel drive more, but open to a two-wheel drive. Well, Damon went and found two of them. One's a 69, a little older, still great, and we would have settled for one of those too. K20, and then he got a 71 K10. He picked both these up week before last, and hit me up saying, "Hey, dude, look what I got." And so, yeah, I'm headed to his place because I'm buying one of them. Trying to be a responsible individual here, and I was about ready to buy both. Low on space, low on time, got way too many projects. One more is more than enough, than two more. So we're gonna look at both of them, go over both of them. They're both super cool trucks. It's kind of funny how he got them. He's gonna tell the story here. Yeah, had to get a BURB. So the wife and I talked it over. There's a little bit of sadness to the story because we went, you know what? We keep talking about how we got too many rigs. I mean, never enough, right? What's one more gonna hurt? But we've got a lot, and a lot of projects. They all need work. We drive a lot of them. We got a lot of ones that are in torn apart and need work done, stuff like that. This BURB is appealing. It's a runner driver. Damon bought it, drove it home, so I feel better purchasing in that aspect. It's not a huge project. Surely it's going to need some stuff, need some work, but it's not sitting there needing everything. We've got plenty of ones like that. But still, the overall amount of vehicles we have, we feel is we're at our quota, so we are going to be getting rid of one of our trucks, and it is her 1969 GMC. We called Oliver. We had some more plans for the truck. It happens, you know. I'm no different. I'm no perfect. Wanted to do some more work to it and whatnot, but it is for sale. And I've actually got a guy coming look at this weekend, and this almost was a very interesting YouTube in the fact that it almost worked out to where I was going to drive Oliver 69 GMC over to Damon's and drive that BURB back, but the interested seller couldn't quite make it line up with his schedule to be there, and so he's coming to look at it this weekend here in a couple days. So anywho's, it almost was super interesting, you know, or adventurous YouTube where it was like trade one truck for the other, you know, 10-hour road trip combined, what could go wrong? But it ends up just being, well, me and my old truck over to get the old truck, and Oliver likely leaving the stable this weekend. So again, a little sad there. It's a great little truck. It gets fantastic mileage. That's the thing I'm most sad about, because it's the only one in the fleet that does so. But I don't know. I've gotten pretty used to getting 10 miles per gallon. I've been doing that for the last 10 plus years of my life, so it's all good. I'll be all right. And when it comes down to it, K is always better than C, man. The four-wheel drives are where it's at. So four-wheel drive BURB, bit of an upgrade, definitely. So we're going from a 69 GMC to a four-wheel drive BURB. Might Just might. Depends on how the day goes here. I'm behind schedule, but I'm cooking along pretty good. I'm making out time here. Might make a loop and go see our friend is what he is. Our friend Fred over on Blewett Pass, the other way around. So we'll see here. Fred, we're coming to see you. Maybe. All right, I'm gonna quit rambling on here and show you guys some scenery of the trip. And before too long, we'll be at Damon's here, looking at these two BURBs. My luck is running out. We got something going on. I think it's just an exhaust leak, but we're about to find out. I'm getting close to the summit up here at the top and started hearing some clatter or racket that was louder than the 38 special I had on the radio. Hopefully it's just a donut, or it's another cracked Ram Horton manifold. An exhaust leak. I can't see if it's cracked or not down there. I don't know. Oh! Wait a second. It shot out the plug. The plug is missing. Huh. That's really weird. The plug. Okay. Yeah, I just put my finger right there. It's a plug. Wild. Okay, well, I gotta get. This is really. Okay, I'm gonna cut this zip tie and put these wires clear up out of the way. Oh man, that one is cracked. Frickin' manifolds are falling off. Alright, so not much I can do. I don't got any parts. Need to start carrying some spare Ram Horn manifolds with me every trip, I guess. I'll tell you guys what, I am tired of these Ram Horns on these 50-year-old trucks. You can't be too mad at them. They're 50-year-old exhaust manifolds, you know. It's been getting hot and cold thousands and thousands of times, you know, it only lasts long. It was really weird though, every time I've ever lost one, I've always been in it pretty good. They're both leaking. Off camera there, I cracked, one of them's cracked, which is one I've lost before on the same side, driver's side. And then the other one, it popped that plug out. But it looks like the threads are fine. I'm hoping that there's a manifold lying around at Damon's. He's got a few trucks there. Maybe that 69 BURB will have one, hopefully. And it'll have a plug I can just pull out and just put back in this one and back on the road. The worst leak's that plug. Move those wires out of the way. But the driver's side one's leaking from that crack too. And usually they crack and then they fall off. I would know from experience. Little breakdown, could be a lot worse. Right.
We gotta get all the shit out of Tony's truck.
Good thing we packed for fucking things going bad. I breathed on it and it got a lot worse. It just broke all the way off. So, yeah, I don't even know what to do. So, anyways, yeah, we're kind of broke down, but we're kind of not. So, I'm just gonna get to Damon's. I got about an hour to go. The truck's still running fine. Get oil pressure. Things not overheating. This is a small little hurdle. Not even a hurdle, just a little inconvenience, put it that way. But I want to get it fixed, and I'm also fully prepared for this one over here to go all the way out. It's cracked, and I can't really see the passenger side as well. There's shit in the way. It might be because it's an AC truck. It's got that pump and everything there, or a compressor. Excuse me. Holy shit! Big bump. Boom. Yeah, coming down the pass. This road's a doozy. it could be cracked too. So I think at this point we are for sure going to Fred's and hoping Fred's got some possible spare exhaust manifolds. We might have lost them all the way by then. I don't know. I'm fully expecting them to fail the rest of the way because that's what they seem to do to me. So yeah, we're halfway broken down at the moment. Besides that pesky exhaust leak, the view is absolutely beautiful. Well, I made it. Truck is still, well, the exhaust manifolds are still throwing a fit. I don't think the crack's gotten worse. I'm looking at it there. The other one, I don't think it's cracked. That plug is just missing. And we made it to Damon's. Now, I did goof up though, and I'm a little upset because I had enough little breakdowns today and setbacks that me and Damon had like 15 minutes here together to kind of BS and shoot the shit and make the deal on the BURB and get it loaded up. And he had to run to town. He's coaching Little League. And so anyways, so I'm here at this place still. I've got to try to fix my truck. And so I am hoping, now I did check, there are plugs on those ram horns on the Suburban. And there's also something very weird I have to show you guys. It's just going to be, it's kind of, I'm feeling funny. I got deja vu. I'm going to show you guys real quick the beauty of what's going on here though. Check this out. Runs like a top. Tilt wheel. Gotta love it. The wheel is in nice shape too. Nice fresh seat. Fairly fresh. Pretty darn nice. Gotta love that. Focus in here. They did cut the, oh no, maybe they didn't. They might not have cut the radio. I think it actually is just a overlay. We'll see about that. I'm in love with this thing. I cannot wait to show it to Chelsea. Love the color. Just kind of geeking out over it, to be honest. This is just cool. Oh, extra key. Damon was talking about. Okay, so it's rusty. It's almost terminal, but she's still fixable. Bob and doors are bad, as you guys see. The rocker, the quarter panel, and the other side is actually even worse. But you still just gotta love it. Factory cab light truck. Suburbans that had cab lights. They were still the older 67, 68 style. They ran all the way through 72. It is a fairly uncommon option. You do see them time to time. This one's got them, and they're on the spid. It's got new leaf springs in the front. It was a heavy leaf front truck, and it's got some new freshies in there. So it sits kind of nice and proud. It's kind of like a stock height, but nice and fresh. Leveling kit per se. Maybe a 1-inch lift in the front. It looks good. It's on 3110.5 BFGs that actually are not in that terrible of shape. I was kind of surprised that these aren't even that dry. And it's got some spares in the back. It did have a square body sway bar somebody put on it. The only thing, about the only thing good square bodies have to offer that these trucks don't. It's got a redhead steering box on it. I took it for a spin around the block. It drives great. I'm super stoked. It's got fresh brakes. Mechanically, I think she's pretty sweet. She's just sweaty down low and rusty down low. This is a success. I'm super stoked about this. I'll pop the hood real quick. I'll show you guys what's going on here. I'm in love with this thing. I don't know why. I don't know why certain ones just, I mean, I love them all, but certain ones just talk to me, and I'm looking at this thing here and I'm just too excited over this. It's just too good. Good wrench, Target Master motor, and I love these motors. They're good. So it's got a good wrench motor in it, 350. We see we got some ram horns here. That's a little issue area on the old Longhorn, and he's got plugs. It's got a plug on it. It's got a plug, which is good. Now that's a straight dump, as you guys will see. Get it kind of, see that? Straight dump. It just kind of comes right down when it's done. Straight dump, they're called. Well, that's what 4-wheel drive trucks had on them. Factory, or straight dump manifolds. Come over here to this side. Look at that. How it curls back. See the collector? That's kind of an angle, about a 45. That is a 2-wheel drive exhaust manifold. And that is the exhaust manifold, exact style, on my 2-wheel drive Longhorn that has a big crack in it. I'm getting kind of some weird, well, tingly feelings here. Like, what's going on? That twilight zone. If I can get this to focus. Come on. There's our crack that I'm not trusting to not get worse. Especially here, is now we got a load on and we're towing, so we're gonna have some red hot exhaust fumes coming out of there. So, in the weirdest way, that exhaust manifold shouldn't have been the right one that I can pull off and put on here, but it is the right one I can pull off and put on here if I get in a pinch, and that decides to totally, well, fall off, as they do.
Tony's truck.
Good thing we packed for fucking things going bad. So we made it here, and I'm already feeling a little bit better because I've got plugs, and I've got an exhaust manifold, a spare one, when, well, about an hour ago, I did not. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. Okay, now, I again am bummed because, well, Damon had to run off, and because I got here late, it was entirely my fault. Kind of wanted to BS and have him here on camera telling the fantastic story of how this came to be. And it's a great one. It's an absolute great one. So I'll do my best to tell it for him. And you guys hear me ramble on the whole video. You're gonna hear me ramble on some more, but this is a cool story. I'm gonna shut this for now. We gotta get this old girl all chained down and ready to, well, come home. Come to her new home. Here's the other side where she's a little crustier. Again, I'll show you guys more on that later. More on this truck later. We kind of got it. If this was uneventful, the video would pretty much just be me, well, at home and playing around with it. We'll get to that though. That will happen at the end of the video just later. We've got some more, well, in between to happen first on making sure this thing gets, well, band-aided up and can, well, get us home. So, Damon, again, if you heard me earlier in the video, he bought 2 Suburbans. So here's the other one, and it is a really cool truck. And I think I'm kind of in love with it too. However, I'm proud of myself for resisting and only coming over and buying 1 truck today. I'm glad I didn't buy 2 because I've got my hands full just trying to get 1 home. But here's how it all went down. So Damon is a lineman, and he climbs the telephone poles all day at his job, and he gets a fantastic view of the land. And you guys have heard me say this before. You're going to hear me say it 100 times after this. There are more 67 to 72 Chevy trucks here in this area than anywhere else in the world. This is where more of them are at. And on top of that, more 4-wheel drives than anywhere else in the world. So it's just kind of proof. They literally, no exaggeration, they grow on trees around here. And that's why I do what I do. And that's why I do it where I do it, is because Washington is full of trucks. So Damon gets, well, he gets the front row seats to some, well, great views, an aerial view. And he found this one. He went back and forth with the guy on it and struck a deal. He bought the truck and brought it home. Now, old Yeller over there is a little rusty. I don't know if that's what his name's going to be, but it's going to have a name. But this one actually is quite possibly even rougher. It's got it bad in the firewall. They did a big old, well, fiberglass, smudgy, goopy repair. But hey, you know what? I can't talk badly about her. She's just so cool. So 69 factory K20 Suburban, which is by far the rarest of all of the models. Really, half-ton 4-wheel drives were somewhat uncommon, but these you can officially call rare. They only made 545 liftgate model factory K20 Suburbans in 69. So this is a one of about 500 truck. You hear some numbers in the muscle car world, they made this many, SS Chevelles this year. They made this many Z28 Camaros, Gosh, I think, I'm not a Camaro expert, but I think in 67, they made 602 67 Z28s. I could be wrong. It might not be 602. I'll look it up when I'm editing the video and put the exact amount. It's like 602. It's some number like that. I don't know why my brain sponged onto that number. It sponges onto the Suburban number. So 545. This thing is rarer than a 67 Z28. That's the best I can do to kind of try to put in perspective. These trucks are rare. There's just more of them here than anywhere else in the world. You go back to Georgia, you're not going to find a K20 Suburban that came from there. And if you do find one, guess what? I bet you it originally came from Washington and got transplanted out there. 4-wheel drive, again, K20. Got some big Selectros there. And those, what might even be some old Jackman. They're 16.5s. That's for sure. You can see the bead angle is is real shallow. Of course, drum brake, closed knuckle truck, being a 69. Last year for both of that. Next year will be open knuckle drum, and of course 71, first year disc brake. We see some cool Selectro hubs. Guys get stiffies over these. They're kind of cool. I do like them too. They have a cool look to them. Yeah, she's kind of rode hard and was put away wet. And sadly, all the windows busted out, so it only got even, well, more wet. And if you got a keen eye, you might have just caught a glimpse of that. Factory buckets. Factory bucket seat truck, which is, well, pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. Two-tone green interior. So 69 only. It's the first year for this style sport bucket or blazer bucket in these trucks. And of course, first year blazer and all that. First year to have those buckets, okay? Well, in this year, they had special interior packages. I'll go right to the spid here and see if it's got it listed there. It's where they were a two-tone interior. You can see there's kind of a dark green and kind of lighter green. I had a camper that had this color seats in it. I'll show a picture of it. But super cool, has those seats. You see them on BURBs time to time. But super cool, is first year for the seats, and it is a special two-tone. They had a two-tone red and a two-tone blue as well. So 3 different two-tones you could get. And this is one of them. And it seems to be about the most common. The red and the blue are a little more rare. But yeah, let's check out them. So kind of a quirky truck. Gold with green interior. And it is green. It's green visors. You're kind of seeing there. Green dash pad. Green two-tone green seats. And green center console, of course, too. That's, well, kind of missing there. Oh, it must have been a little bit stuck up. And they got it unfree. Broken. Looks like a front drum. Yeah. Well, so Damon bought this truck. I'm trying to get a little more view of it here. I'm not going to spend too much time. I need to get to fixing on my slightly broken truck. But yeah, so clamshell rear Suburban, or liftgate they call them. Pretty cool. She's just as rusty. That's a piece of tin, just kind of sheet metal screwed on there. She's just as rusty as the yellow one, but got it in other areas too, more in the roof. So it's not as bad right here. Way more solid right here. The yellow one's just gone all throughout here. Yeah, I do love this thing. It's cool too. I could look at this thing all day. Oh, auxiliary tank in the back, big one. Holy cow. Okay, let's go to that spit real quick, and then I'll get on to the rest of the story. Oh, it's missing damn near. Well, we'll see KE2, so factory, you know, 4-wheel drive. Factory, God, it's having a hard time focus. It's so, there we go. Try to hold myself steady. 350, heavy duty starting motor. Door edge guards, bucket seats, we see right there. A50 bucket seats, bucket front. Bigger battery, bigger starter, bigger alternator, power brakes. Of course, 71 was the first year where power brakes were standard on 4-wheel drives. This year it was still optional. We see white saddle white, 4-speed of course. Automatics were not available until 70 in the pickups and Suburbans. And so this is the last year where you basically had 3 on the tree or you had 4-speed. Those were your 2 options, and they opted for the 4-speed in this one. This thing's cool. It's a cool truck. So anyways, Damon bought it. It's real rough. He just kind of wanted to save it from sitting there and getting any worse and maybe see something happen to it. I think the other seat is, yeah, it's right there. It was loose. He can grab the seat. He hauled it home with his K20. Got a cool picture of that I'll show you guys. This is his, of course, 72 K20. Just a damn cool truck. Trusty old steed. He drives the crap out of it. It's done him really well, actually. He brought it over to the party last year and plans on doing so again. Cool truck. Super cool truck. So that's how you do it. It is, he had this hauling that. Kind of how like that is hauling that. It makes a statement. You can't help but look. It gets people thinking like, oh, old truck. Oh my God. Well, he was hauling this truck with that one at the gas station. And the guy goes, oh, an old 4-wheel drive Suburban, huh? That's pretty cool. And Damon, of course, is pumping gas in the truck and talking to him. He goes, well, I got one of those. Yeah, it's a 72. Damon goes, oh, yeah, really? He goes, yeah, actually, I've been thinking about selling it. I want to get it down and get it for sale down in town. And Damon's like, well, shoot. I'd like check it out. He goes, 4-wheel drive? Yeah, 72. So, well, he drove this thing up here to Damon's house, and Damon bought it from him right here. And it was all because he saw Damon with this truck. So driving an old truck, buying old trucks, hauling old trucks around, just being in an old truck gets you more old trucks. This doesn't apply to 67 and 72. You could be playing, you know, bump side Fords. The same, well, thought and rule applies. So because Damon was, well, hauling this thing and that guy saw it, the guy approached him and said, I got one of those for sale. And all because he bought that, he got that. That guy was going to go downtown and sell it the next week. If Damon wouldn't have bought this truck, he wouldn't have got that one. And I, of course, wouldn't have bought it from Damon. So, I don't know. I just feel kind of funny. It's just kind of a, I don't know. It's cool. Let me ramble on all day about it. And that's what it really comes down to. It's just cool. And I've bought many trucks that way to where they saw me in mine and, you know, like, hey, I got one of those. You want to, you know, and there's many times where maybe I didn't buy it, but it was a lead. And I went and checked one out, or I bought some parts, or the guy had this, or, you know, or a guy became a customer of mine. Or it's just networking and driving it. Well, a 72 Chevy is going to, you know, get you more 72 Chevys. So mark my words. Okay, 2 burbs. Damon rocks. He's bought that one. He got that one. I got it from him. My truck's broken. I gotta fix it. So let's here I am. Cool. Okay, look at that. This motor actually is locked up, but we've got some plugs. So I'm gonna try to get one of those out here. Well, for what it's worth, I've broken off every single last one of those except for one. I can't get a bite on it. They're rusted solid in those manifolds, so I'm not doing too hot here. I'm sure if I can start the motor up and get them hot, I could get them to come out of there, but this one actually had the air injection, and they welded them, so they're not even plugged, they're just the remnants of what was there, and they welded them up. So we're kind of striking out. Now, mind you, the truck really is doing fine. It hasn't gotten worse, it hasn't gotten better, of course. The plug can't magically reappear until I put one in there. So I think I'm gonna strap the thing down. I talked about going to Fred's earlier. Well, I think we're going to Fred's. He's got a set there. They've got some plugs in it that we can have on the bench and hopefully heat up a little bit and get one out. And I might even be able just to go get, well, down to the hardware store and just get a pipe plug, because that's really all these are. So hopefully I can run down the hill here and catch a, it's 6:30 now though, so I don't know if anywhere's open. I'm not from around these parts. So yeah, I'm kind of striking out here on fixing it with what I got, but the truck is still running and driving. So I think we're gonna get her all strapped down, get her all bindered and chained and all that good stuff, and make sure the Longhorn's got an oil and the rest of its vitals, and just kind of start heading for Fred's. Let me look it up here. Okay, so I looked it up, and Fred's is an hour and a half away, which was about how far I've driven on it like this. So another hour and a half. Is it gonna get worse? Maybe. Is it not? I don't know. I'm just worried about that crack on the other side more than anything, and this hole in the manifold where the plug is supposed to be is just more annoying than anything else. Maybe I still end up buying this thing from Damon anyways. I'm trying to have self-control and be a better person. I'm always complaining about having too many trucks. Well, then that means you don't buy 2 Suburbans, you buy 1. And then you still feel good about yourself at the end of the day. But I mean, look at it. K10, medium gold, 4-speed, 1969 Suburban. She's got a little bit of a flat tire, but other than that, she's cherry. Okay, need to get some miles under our wheels and get the heck out of here. So big thanks to Damon. He's not here on camera, but his brother is like a brother to me. Damon is like a brother to me. They're some of the best friends I got. And yeah, well, that's Devin's car trailer. So big thanks to Devin, before I forget to thank him for that. Thanks, Devin, for letting me borrow the car trailer, and thanks, Damon, for selling me the BURB. So okay, time to get some stuff done here. Damon's got a beautiful spot over here. It's just far enough away from town and just close enough still at the same time. It's absolutely beautiful. Well, I made it to the hardware store, and the Ace Hardware in Duval was so kind enough. They just closed, and they, however, are opening back up just to get me, well, some pipe plugs. And I took the one out behind it to give to him, and it actually was loose. So I think that's a good sign as to why it failed here, is these were never properly tight. So he went inside with that one. He's gonna get me a couple of them, and with any luck, should be fixed. But I still have my concerns towards this side. But thanks to Duval Ace Hardware so much. Thank you so much. Anyway, so hopefully here I should be well, back on the road and fixed, and well, not spewing my exhaust out of the side of the manifold. And good as new. Got the plugs in. It's all sealed up, not making any noise. I looked for a crack down there, couldn't see one. Our crack over here still hasn't grown, so sounds good again. Ready to go. All right, Fred, we're headed your way. Gotta slow down. It's my favorite mural of all time. There's a car block header too, but that is the coolest. It's outside. Oh, there we go. Got some National Geographic shots for you guys here. What else can we find? Get some gas. We're almost to Fred's. Well, I say almost. Feels like almost. It's only an hour away, and being we've been on the road for less, well, 6-7 hours today. An hour isn't that far. There's a shot of outside. I think it's supposed to be, well, to reminisce someone laying on their back, and that's their face. And North Bend, Washington. It is cool, and it's hard not to look at it. It's a very pretty mountain, very prominent. Even when you're going by on the freeway, which is just, well, right over there, you can see it pretty well. Okay, get the old girl filled up, and yeah, we'll be on our way. All right, it got dark on us, but just pulling into Fred's. Truck is doing great. Drinking the gas. That's okay though. Kind of expected. Fred's bridge here. Just threading the needle. Cool. Home away from home. Fort Liberty. Good old Fred Thompson. There we go. We're at the right place. Now it feels like home. Home away from home, at least. Awesome. All right, guys, it's a new day. Woken up here at Fred's and ready to get on the road and, well, get home. I slept okay last night. I think I was up late, busy thinking about rusty yellow burbs, but can you blame a guy? Morning after, I'm still in love with it. It's too cool. I cannot wait to show Chelsea. I was hoping she could come with for the trip and just couldn't quite work out, but we got a couple more hours here and I'll be home, and her and I can go drive it around then. So, I think yesterday I was, well, maybe overreacting a little bit over manifold issues, most likely because, well, I've just been through the ringer with such so recently. Deja vu all day yesterday. It really came into play, that feeling of deja vu, when I was pulling into Fred's, well, driveway, coming over the bridge here with manifold issues and a truck on the trailer, because this here was, well, this truck, and happening an instance, well, exactly almost 3 years ago today. It's literally the exact same failure. Started as a small crack, started to grow, went over the pass, it got really hot, the manifold totally failed. Couldn't stop, couldn't pull over, had to keep driving it. Eventually burnt the plug wires, limped it into Fred's, borrowed a manifold, put it on, and got back home. So Fred, the great and fantastic friend he is, hooked it up. As soon as I had the issues and knew I was maybe possibly looping around to go to his place, come to his place here, I should say, I called him up and said, Fred, because it was like about 4 o'clock, and I was on top of the pass. I said, Bud, are you just getting off work? He's like, yeah, just about. I said, can you run to the auto parts store and get me some gaskets, which he did, which I super appreciate, and a pair of donuts, because at that point in time, I still was fully figuring the guy might be at his place here trying to throw on some manifolds and fix this thing if they got worse. Loaned me a manifold that is the cracked side. He didn't have the other side. That's okay. The other side had the plug and put it back in. Again, there seemed to be good. And our crack is right here. And also I was worrisome that now towing that he might finish it the rest of the way off and, well, try to leave a guy stranded. So I feel a lot better today about all this. Well, I mean, obviously because it didn't break or get worse, but also because I've got a spare manifold laying right here. So yeah, we've got the parts to fix it in case it gets worse. So yeah, it's just time to check the fluids here on old Longhorn and maybe kick the tires and make sure I've got air in them and hit the highway. We got our parts to fix ourselves if we get more broken. So yeah, I feel pretty good. All right, guys, I'm gonna do what I said there, and yeah, we're gonna hit the road. Big thanks to Fred always for, well, being such a good friend to me and let me crash at his place, get me parts to fix my broken truck, and just being an overall good dude that he is. So thanks, Fred. I appreciate it. All right, got to hop over Blewett Pass. We got a mountain pass to make it over here. Made it over Blewett. Well, since I made it over, made it to the top of Blewett. So it is all downhill and home from here. It's a beautiful day. Truck's running great. Just made it to Wenatchee. All right, so I just was up on the main road, just left Sam and Tanner's, and I spotted something from the corner of my eye that is just too familiar to miss. Yep. I've driven by 100 times and I've never seen that truck down here. Maybe it just got put down here. Looks like it's a wrecked step side. Okay, get closer. Sure is. Long bed. 71. Actually, find out who owns it. It's the next shop down the way, and it is for sale. So let's see if we can get another truck bought here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now I got the permission to get my greasy mitts all over it. I'm going to. Sixer. It is 3 in the tree, so stick shift 3 in the tree, manual brakes, and good thing it wasn't July because I would have been stung about, well, 10 times over again. One of them's trying to get me. God, super original one right here. It's like it was wrecked and parked. It wasn't even wrecked that bad. It's a cool little truck. I like it. Original caps. Thing is pretty well molested. I don't think even got the original side post battery cables still. A lot of times those are long gone and converted to top post. Tailgate's nice. The bed's pretty nice. Got the usual rust in the cab and then some rockers and cab corners. Have to crawl in there and that dirty thing and check out that spid because I just have to. Might be about a no option truck. It's 250 too. Oh, and the glass and then the bees in here. Come on, there we go. Ooh, and look at that. Just a couple options. CS14. Yep, 71. Pretty cool. All right, so back on the road. I put in a good word with a little okra tip side, and well, they say they need to sell it. So, we'll see. We'll be buying it. It's not like the price would be probably reasonable. Again, it was his brother who owns the truck, and they cleared that lot. It's been sitting there forever. So, I'll just be looking for his brother to call me. I left a card and said he said he'd give the card to his brother, and his brother would be in touch. Super nice guy. And, pretty cool little truck, actually, real original. Who knows if it'll run or what? Those little sixes are pretty hard to kill. They're pretty well indestructible. If you guys aren't believing me, I'm telling you, these trucks are everywhere here. There's more here than anywhere else in the world. You hear me spout it off earlier in the video, and you hear me spout it off all the time, and I'll always be saying it because it's true. And further case in point and proof is, well, another one just came across my across my desk this morning. I just took a detour, a little turn there. I'm going the wrong way. I'm headed home, but now we're going towards a little town called Chelan, and there is a two-wheel drive Suburban up there. Supposedly it's a solid body, so maybe some parts rolled rusty out here in the back. Who knows? I got one picture of it. It's a white 3-door, and it looks like it's 5-lug, and so I'm guessing 71, 72, and it was actually up the Stehekin its whole life, which is a I'll just show a map here because I can try to explain it. I really won't explain it that well, but it's a town, the very top of Chelan Lake, which kind of is almost like a river, and you have to barge up to it. There's no roads to go to it. It's a little town up there where they do kind of, I don't know, it's mining, kind of industrial work and whatnot. And this truck, this two-wheel drive Suburban, is originally from Texas, but eventually went up there for some reason, and it's been up there for the last 30, 40 years is the story. So it's kind of very strange. It's a little, like, literally desolate. You cannot drive through town. It's been there all this time. Well, it just got barged out of there and back to a commercial lot here. And a friend of mine got a hold of me and said, hey, the Suburban's going to be for sale. And it was up the Stehekin its whole life. So kind of cool, kind of strange, and I'm just really excited here to see it. And just quite possibly might have a little bit of a two-wheel drive, well, solid body donor for the yellow BURB here on the back. We'll see. I should be there in just a couple minutes. I'm not far. All right. Chris told me to take a left on Anderson, and he said I will see it, so I won't miss it. So here on Anderson, I see a boat. I guess that's where the boats are at. Back on the highway heading north, just left Chelan, and checking out the two-wheel drive BURB there. It's a cool truck, kind of strange. Its history, its condition, and all of it. So 71 factory half-ton two-wheel drive BURB, 350 automatic, power steering, factory white, black interior. It's a 3-row truck. It's a front, center, and rear seat, and all 3 seats are there, which is cool. The yellow one here is missing a seat. Missing the legs, so this is missing seats and seat parts. So it'd be a really good donor for this build. It's weird. It's solid down below. A lot of solid sheet metal, Suburban only specific stuff. It's certainly used for the yellow truck here on the trailer. But it's weird. It's got damage up top really bad. I didn't even think of this. You can kind of see in the picture there's something on the roof. The roof is caved in a foot, like easily. Of course, it's dumb I didn't get a picture. I was just trying to get a couple pics and get on my way. I gotta get home. The roof is caving like a foot. It's a snow load. So up there where that thing was at, up there in that little village community of Stehekin, they can easily get up in the hills anywhere from, Chris said, 8 to 12 feet of snow. Now, down here in the valley, we'll get a couple feet of snow. That's manageable. 8 to 12 feet is a lot, and it gets wet, it gets super heavy, and so he says it's a pretty common thing that actually snow load ruining vehicles up there. So this one's no different. It's actually kind of a Suburban with a fairly decent bottom half and a messed up top half. Well, that's the opposite of what we got going on the trailer back there. So I think it'd be a pretty good donor here for the build. And so Chris gave me the lead on this thing. A family friend, he works for the company that barged it back to the mainland, I guess you want to call it here. And his coworkers who bought it, he just wanted to save it. He didn't want to see it go to scrap. And so it's kind of one of those ones, got no title, it's got all that damage. It had a big old dent in the back. You see one of the pictures there, and the quarter panel is weird, and the upper lift of the clamshell is all messed up. So yeah, it's kind of in tough shape in a lot of spots, but it's got a lot of good parts on it. AC truck too, but it's a 71, so it doesn't have the AC dash like this truck I'm driving here does. Just AC overhead. And 72 Suburbans we have both AC dash and AC overhead. 71 and back are only overhead AC Suburban. So it's got the compressor and the pulleys and the brackets, all that stuff, but none of the dash or firewall bits. It's just kind of half an AC system that is, you know, shared with the other trucks. And the overhead is the rest of the unit. So, anyways, cool truck. I'd love to buy it. I put in an offer on it. His coworker was just trying to save it from being scrapped, and so his coworker wasn't there. Me and Chris is going to lay my offer and information and tell him it was going to be going to a good home. So with any luck here, we'll get that little white tool drive bought and be a great donor for this truck here and other trucks to live on. So. Well, we made it home. It was a long trip. Gosh. Yeah, you always look on maps and it says it's 5 hours away. Okay, well, 5 hours there, 5 hours back. It's 10 hours. You clock the actual road time and time sitting behind the wheel, and it's always like 15. Where's the extra 5 hours come from? I don't know. I'm not going the fastest, you know, but I ain't going turtle slow either. But you have a bunch of little breakdowns. You got 5 fill-ups. You stop here, you stop there, you know. Pretty soon it feels like you're in the truck for 3 days, but not complaining. We made it home. What do you think, Goob? You approved there, bud? He's already digging it. He's like, man, all this space. There's a few things in here that are not op. Fuel gauge seems to be off. I just went and put a lot more in it and it didn't move. That's not the end of the world. It's almost expected. These rear tanks are terrible for the gauge working or not. Cancellation doesn't work there on that. And then the temp gauge, it's not running that hot because when it's just sitting there before you start it up, it's already at half. And it went up to that point and came back down. So I'll check it when I get back to the shop, but I know it's not running hot. Chelsea's at work right now. I wish she was home to be cruising with me, but I'll get it cleaned up in here a little more and we'll take it for a cruise tomorrow morning. Scooter digs it. He's all about it. He is living the 3-door life. That, of course, is manual throttle there. It's just missing the knob, the pull. I'll get into that later. Gotta show you guys this spit. It's a damn good one, and it's I'm not gonna say half the reason why we bought this thing, but it definitely played a part. It's got a really impressive spit. The thing runs awesome. It's not all over the road. There's no drama happening here. It's kind of just a cruiser. Just nice brakes. Motor's sufficient. Steering is nice. Everything is responsive. I like it. Can't wait for Chelsea to drive it. The wash cleaned up a little bit. It needs to be washed again. I was just trying to put a dent in it. Get some of that moss off there. The hood was the worst. I got that pretty good. 373s and 31-inch tall tires makes for a nice little cruiser. It's pretty peppy, actually. I'm actually going to be putting some 32 11.5s on it. It's got plenty of room for it, and it'll look a little bit better. Bigger tires is always the way, right? But I do like the stance. It's got the leaf springs in the front replaced. It doesn't sit up all, you know, super high and mighty, but it definitely sits a little bit above stock. Sits nice and fresh, like a leveling kit or so. Yeah, it's still at the same spot. It's not going any higher than that. I'm sure it's running at normal temp. Engine runs are really good. It's got a constant fan. It's not a clutch fan, so a lot of little fan noise. Had my suspicions, and it's true. The rear springs were replaced too. That explains why it sits like it's got, well, about an inch and a half lift kit, because it does. It's got some nice, fresh, well, nice heavy pack back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Oh, looks good. That's why the front sits a little high, and the back sits a little bit high. A little higher in stock. So, rear brakes look great too. The drums have been, well, my pressure washer's off. I'm gonna blast them black real quick because these wheels we're putting on show so much of the drum. But yeah, and the axles were replaced. I've got more to tell you guys. It's had a bunch of work done to it. Still a rusty, crusty old thing, but it's been well maintained and well serviced and repaired its whole life. All right, guys, we've been playing with this thing, fixing little bits on it and kind of addressing what's good and what's bad and just enjoying it here the last couple days. And put some new shoes on it. I'll show you guys some more on those in a bit, and some other little additions here and there. Been talking about it for a good chunk of the video. I want to show you guys this spid, so let's go over this. This is one of the main, well, one of the selling points of this truck was, well, what it came with and what it's got. Pretty darn cool. So we see there CKE, so at 72 the all started with C, or 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. Next designation was 2 or 4-wheel drive, so it'd be CC if it was 2, CK if it's 4. The 4-wheel drive as this one is, EV8 1's half ton, and it goes on through there. We see a F, and I believe that is a Flint plant is where it was made, and we'll see more here. So the 1.6 into this, that's the model, and that is a liftgate clamshell Suburban. And right off the bat, center and rear seat. So this was a 3-seat truck factory, 3 benches, one in the front, the one I'm sitting on now, it has been recovered, one in the middle behind it, and then one of course at the very back. So it was the full load and full seating option. Heavy front spring, it's a cool option. The springs in these trucks, the 4-wheel drives, they had 2 options, standard and the heavy front. The heavy front had 1 more leaf in the pack for a total of 3, and they sit up a little higher than stock. And again, as I was just kind of going on, this truck has had all 4 its leaf springs replaced, and they're a little bit above that of the heavy factory springs. So it sits about with the, well, 1 to 2 inch lift kit. Basically put it that way. The springs have been replaced and they're nice and stout. So it sits up nice, and then I gotta lift it. It already looks good just how it is. So we're happy about that. Posi rear. Well, it says posi traction axle, that would be the rear. They would say front posi traction if it had a front posi, which is one of the rarest options on these trucks. Next one you see there, manual throttle, which kind of goes underneath the radar. It's not a very common option. It's just kind of a little thing. Most people don't even know what it is. It is essentially a pull throttle. It's more common on the 4-wheel drives, 1 tons, trucks with 4 speeds more often than not. But here we got one on automatic, and it was multi-purpose. It was for basically for PTO setups. So if you had a PTO winch, you could set your throttle and control the, you know, RPM speed to set it with a PTO. Or many other things too. They're nice. They kind of even work as cruise control. There's some manual on and manual off. So the truck's running, as you guys can hear, and it's just right here. It says throttle, and I got a knob for it and fixed it. The cable's a little stuck up, but you basically pull on this. Still a little gunked up. I gotta work a little more. You hear it kind of out of the truck. Well, it's because it's moving the pedal down there, because it has this cable right here that runs down and attaches to it. And yeah, it's basically just a little pull throttle. They're kind of cool. It's just a little option. Kind of a cool guy thing when it comes to these trucks, and it also just looks cool because the instrument cluster gets a little more busy with the, you know, knob. So yeah, I did fix a few other things over here. We've been cleaning a lot of stuff, and more anything than not, just been cleaning and getting all the gunk off of it. Lubed the column up, the shift and everything. It was kind of stuck up, and this indicator was falling off, so I cleaned that up really good and got it attached so it wasn't basically trying to fall off anymore. The radio does not work, but luckily they did not cut, it appears, so I'm just going to put a factory one in its spot and get rid of that. If it worked, I gotta admit, you know, a lot of people would hate this, but I keep it in there and I'd be rocking some cassettes, but it don't work, so it's got to go, and we'll just rock the Bluetooth on the dash. That's what we've been doing last couple of days, and it's fine. It's fun, and it works good. You hop in the other truck, well, just grab a Bluetooth, stick it in the other truck. I got too many trucks. I don't got enough money for radios and fancy stereos for all of them. So Bluetooth, JBL it is. Okay, 350s. Yeah, so it's of course a V8 truck, and then also the optional V8 top of line for 4-wheel drives with a 350. And next after that, you see the comfort tilt steering, which of course I was just kind of looking at there. Oh, I lubed this up and got this working better because it was kind of all stuck up and not wanting to move, and got everything kind of, well, just happy there. The wheel is actually in really good shape, like I was saying earlier. Just kind of worn thin up top up here. It's got that one, you know, crack there, but it drives nice. It's comfortable. Really happy with everything in that department. That's probably the nicest spot in the truck, is sitting in that seat, looking out of the yellow hood, and well, you kind of forget all that rusty metal underneath you because it's a pretty comfy seat and fun to drive, and it drives nice, and yeah, a little easy to forget what the rest of the truck is looking like, but hey, it's all good. It's all fun. Optional tires on off-roads, has some chunky tires on it, and then marker lamps we see there. So this was of course the cab lights up on top. I'll get a better shot of those. They're all still in place and looking pretty good. 3 out of 5 worked. I gotta play around with the other ones, and I'm sure it won't take much to get them working. Cool option. The BURBs did not get the stamped style that the trucks did in 69, 72. They used the earlier style that were used also on the trucks in 67, 68, and ran them through the body style of the Suburbans. Suburbans didn't have the raised pocket. They had the earlier style cab lights, and they're pretty darn cool. That was one of the, again, major the options here that were you know, major, like, oh, I love that, you know, and really sold this one to me and made me think it was the one. That was one of them. So was the tilt, and the posi rear, that too is pretty cool. That was one of the other ones. We'll go backwards here. So because there's the 2 other things that really sold on it. The color, light yellow. On brochures it was grapefruit yellow. It's paired with white, of course. Here was this BURB, and I absolutely love this color. I've had a couple trucks this color before. And they've all been ones that, you know, I was buying, selling, flipping, and kind of had to go. I spent my wad on them, and was basically ones I couldn't keep. And finally, here's my grapefruit yellow keeper. So we're really excited about that. It's a cool color. They had 3 different yellows in 72. You know, ochre, this yellow, and of course dark yellow, which is more like a caution yellow, school bus yellow. And this one's kind of an acquired taste. A lot of people don't like it, like, ugh, ugly yellow color. I love it. I absolutely love it. Chelsea loves it, which matters more than anything. And so, yeah, we were just absolutely stoked and sold on the color. So that was one of the other things that was a good selling point. And the next one we see right there, front tow hook. So that's got to be the top options on a 72K truck, especially. As for 1 year only, extreme bin hooks. Now, I've gone over some tow hook stuff before here on the channel, but we're gonna just do a short little bit in this one because, well, I just stuck a set on it. They were missing, of course, which is sad, but always cool when you pop the glove box and it showed it did have them. So, well, it's got them again. I'll show you guys that now. Now, I got the front bumper off, of course. As you guys see, we've been straightening it out, and it's gonna go back on here in a bit. But this gives us a great, well, insider look at these hooks. These big goofy things that are, well, all the craze when it comes to these trucks. So these are the extreme bends. They both face the same way, and the reason being was to accommodate for this spring strap, this stopper that was at that point factory applied in 1972, and the earlier tow hooks had a less of a curve and went outwards, and it was very hard to get anything on the hook. So they did them this way. That way you can get something on it and utilize the hook itself. So these are 1 year only. At a somewhat uncommon hook. Not all trucks had them, obviously, and most of the time it was 4-wheel drives, 1 tons, and it was something that was a low-cost option back then, but it is a very expensive addition to buy now. So these hooks right here, just these 2 tow hooks, are easily worth $1,000. And it sounds a little silly, but it's true, and they sell that all the time. There's a big demand for them. And they look really cool on these trucks. They kind of hang down below. They're prominent, they're kind of goofy looking, but once you get used to seeing them so many times, your eyes trained to see it, and it just has that cool factor to it. And well, GM knew what they were doing, and they put some badass, stylish, big old monster hooks in these trucks factory. And this one came with them, and well, as you guys see, obviously it's got a set on it now again. I dug these out of the stash for it. I've been saving them, well, for a certain possible truck. Well, this is the truck. This is the truck that needed them. That's where it came factory with them. And, well, it's quite deserving. I also dug out of the stash. We've been pressure washing and cleaning like crazy underneath there. That are axle truss and stuck it on there. I love those things. They're just kind of a little, again, kind of cool guy looking thing. That's a little accessory that adds to the front fascia and just kind of the front overall look of the truck. And these are very functional. It ties the axle tight to itself, and basically holds that long tube side strong, so under extreme heavy flex and, you know, airtime or off-road situations, it's not trying to bend and move, because it is a weak point right there, this long tube where it goes into the housing there. So this thing is basically like a tension. Think of it like a upside down suspension bridge. It's pulling it and together to where it can't flex out. So front axle truss, it was Vic Hickey that designed those and did them for these trucks, and a few different companies made them, and they work, they're cool, and again, I just like the way they look and the function they add to these trucks. And it is true, when you put on the front of these trucks, if you're paying attention and you're real keen and used to the truck, you can actually tell the difference they make just in normal driving characteristics. Just like a little bit of a sway bar added to the front, which we'll actually see this particular truck, and while I'm getting into that, has had a sway bar added to the front. These trucks, of course, didn't come factory with sway bars, but we'll see they added a square body sway bar to the front of this truck. And they did a good job of it. I'm actually really happy with it. You see these added to these trucks, so, well, you know, kind of fairly common. They did a good job with this one. That's why I'm happy about it. See this, they kind of braced style up and they welded it up. They did a good job. They made nice little mounts. They kind of tucked it up there and seems to be all happy. It's been on there a long time, and I'm gonna leave it. It's cool. This is a way better job of attachment and whatnot than they did on Connor's truck, where it was just kind of hanging out by some little boogered and bolted on brackets that eventually, of course, ruined the crossmember and worsened the steering box area issues that truck was having. So this is way better. If you're gonna put on these trucks, it ought to be something like this. These guys did a good job, and I like it. I do apologize for the wind. I know it's a little windy here today. I'm just trying to get in a few of these last little clips for the video and get this one out. Been cleaning underneath the hood quite a bit too. Been pressure washing kind of all over the thing and kind of dressing what's what. Motor runs fantastic. I'll get into it soon. It's a good wrench 350. It's got about 50,000 miles on it. They put us in the truck in 2009 and kept up on maintaining it ever since. It's got new spark plugs and wires, kind of a tune-up on it, and it runs like that. It runs really good, nice and smooth, nice and quiet. Really happy with this. I'm gonna get a new air filter for it. And I think I'll put some valve cover gaskets on it because it seems they are leaking. And I want to get a hard line on this, so it's just not rubber and just this thing is kind of floating all over the place. So I want to fix up the fuel line a little bit and just kind of clean a few things up underneath here. Clean the firewall. It's really solid actually. There's a little bit of bubbling happening over here, very so slightly, but the firewall is one of the most solid things in the truck, and it's kind of cool. Roof and firewall are solid. Cannot say that about the rest of it. The rest of it is not that. She's pretty grody, but yeah, so gonna get a new filter for this, get that cleaned up, and start making some small improvements underneath here, but really it doesn't need a lot. It's a working, running, driving truck, and it's kind of cool. I'm used to buying things and having to work on them a whole bunch just to even drive down the road to hope to go for a first test drive. And man, we've been driving the wheels off this thing for the last couple of days, and it's just been great. It drives fantastic, so we're pretty stoked about that. Well, I'll quit rambling on here and I'll finish up the spid tour. So front tow hooks, we'll see their cigarette lighter, which it has. It was missing the lighter portion itself. I put one in it. Heavy duty battery, so it had the HD battery, factory power steering, of course, automatic, heavy duty alternator. And here's the next one that I was really sold on and I love. Optional gear set for half tons. When it was non-automatic or manual thing, a lot of people think, oh, it's a stick shift truck, it's got 373s, it's automatic, it's got 3.8s. That kind of applied more to cars and whatnot, and some of that, you know, kind of rule, but trucks were different. So half-ton trucks, two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive in 1972 and 71 and years before this as well, the gear ratio was set and standardized to whatever motor it had. So a 350 truck, whatever kind of transmission it had, it was standard with 308 gears, whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, a half ton I'm talking about. They had 308 gears standard. So this truck would have had 308s if it wasn't opted for 373s. It was just a $12 option to change that gear set, and it makes all the difference in the world, especially all these years later, because we're jacking them up and putting bigger tires on them, you know, and you want a steeper, taller gear so that way you can turn the tires better down the road. So this thing got the optional 373s. It runs and drives down the road great. They feel like I got a little bit more power, well, because they do, and it's all in the gears. 308 trucks are super highway friendly and whatnot, but by the time you put some, you know, bigger tires on them, they're real doggy, and a 373 truck with the right size, bigger tire can be just as happy of a combination. And so I'm very happy for that, because we just put some 3211.5s on it, and it goes down the road fantastic with those 373s. It's got sufficient power, and it's nice highway manners as well too. So was stoked about that. Between the posi rear and the optional gear set, that was super cool. 2 little options on this truck that, well, made me happy about it and wanting to buy it. Heavy duty shocks. We got front wheel locking hubs. So I have the locking hubs in front, which are still the factory ones. It's still in place. Door edge guards, kind of one. Door edge guards, tinted glass. So it's kind of 2 little things that are kind of cool here. Non-AC truck, but it had factory tinted glass, and it has been tinted again, even darker, but it all makes up all the difference, especially with these things with all the windows they got. They're kind of a big fishbowl that all that sunlight in, so anything helps. It's kind of cool. So tinted glass, which would have been a part of AC, including that package, and a standalone option on non-AC trucks. And you don't see it very often. A lot of times you only see it on trucks, of course, that were special ordered. As a guy went down to the factory or the dealer and ordered it, and this one is, we see an order number right there. So somebody picked this thing out brand new and checked all the boxes, all these things we're looking at here, and they picked this, and this is the Suburban they wanted to buy, and they did. So pretty cool. Special ordered truck. I like that about it. I always like it when they're that way. It just kind of adds a little more of a personal touch to it, even being the whatever number owner these years later. Somebody picked this thing out, and well, I gotta say, I would have picked it just like this too. You know, maybe I would have bought a K20 rather than a half ton, but you know what? Hey, beggars can't be choosers, and this right here is a very fine specimen and a fantastic spin. And again, one of the reasons why, well, we were so drawn to this truck. So color, tow hooks, posi, 373, manual throttle, tilt, 350 automatic, and everything else in between. It all adds up to being, well, our favorite new little truck, our favorite BURB. Oh, door edge guards. Yeah, I'll show you guys that real quick. They're right here. They're on all 3 doors. And they're just a little kind of little chrome accent piece that clips on. They were factory. Cool option, not really rare. It's kind of like the manual throttle. It's not a big deal, but it's a little thing. There's all these little things kind of start to add up, and well, it just adds to being that much more of a truck. And I like those. I've always been a fan of those. Oh, and also one of the other things is, so much as not listed on the SPID as for their standard, it's just a sport mirror truck. So the small baby sport mirrors, the best looking ones. Of course, these were the standard mirrors across all models, and yeah, it has them and wears them still. Doesn't have whole like 10 extra mirror holes in the door, you know, and Ford mirrors, or, you know, Ford hoop mirrors on it. It's got the mirrors that look the best, the mirrors it came factory with, and yeah, that also was a selling point on it. We like that about it. All right, I'll show you guys some of the cancer, the rust, the doors. They're icky on the bottom. They've been bondoed and repaired. This side is actually kind of the best. It's creeping into the floor a little bit here. A step, get it more into here in a little bit. It's barely hanging on. I'm actually going to take it off. This is kind of the most solid opening. The doors are, yeah, they're icky. They're gross across the bottom. It's just pretty rusty. Pretty darn rusty. It's solid up top. This one's terrible. I'm not going to open that one. That one's bad. She's fucking got it all the way around the wheel lip, all the way at the back here. Spare tire area, which is still kind of there and hanging in. The original spare is still in it. Is really rusty, which is pretty common on these Suburbans, but it's quite rusty down there. The wheel wells around them are rusty, both sides. The middle, it's bad. It's crusty, rusty back here. It's crusty, rusty on the outside. It's crusty, rusty everywhere. It still opens and closes. Could be worse, I suppose. No, it's kind of expected. These are rusty machines. Are rusty on this one, rusty around that, and there. Basically, the whole bottom, well, 10, 12 inches of the truck is rotted out. But it's solid up top. So there's a plus to any of it. That is the plus. And it's fit our budget. Not made of money. This one came up and it was a price we could afford. And again, we've been wanting one for a long time. I do know how to do all this stuff. So, well, I just need to get off my butt one of these days and do it. And again, the two-wheel drive, I looked at the other day. I actually cracked up a deal on that. So we are going to be bringing that little white two-wheel drive home that has the caved-in roof. And it will be a great donor to help this one here live on with some metal chunks and bits and, well, all sorts of little special BURB only parts. So excited about that. Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed there, had that open. It's got a whole bunch of floor mats back here. The dude, I think, well, I know for actually a fact, 3-row truck, the back one's missing. And this seat did come with it. It's right over there. I'll show it to you guys here in a second. But he ran around like this for a long time. I don't think he just used it like a pickup truck, like a cargo, and ripped the seats out of it for the longest time. So the middle seat has hardly any wear, and of course the back seat is missing. So it does have an aftermarket fuel tank right there, which is what the seat sits on top of instead of this normal legs. And you'll see the point right here. It looks almost factory, but it's aftermarket. I'm gonna leave that in place right now. I want to make sure it's drained out and get any fuel out of it, and basically make sure it's not hooked up, so there's not you see it's got the, oh yeah, here's this rusty side. It's a little rustier than the passenger side, but at the end of the day it's all still just as bad. Doors are rusty and showing it pretty good. Floor seems to be solid though. I mean, it's nothing like you're putting your foot through it when you sit in it and drive it and stuff. So it's just rusty. Needs rockers, inner rockers, outer, all that lower stuff, and then some. But you see up here, it's all nice and solid. It's all nice and solid in here, all the way around. The roof is real solid in this thing, which is a plus, because a lot of times they'll get it up in here and they're just a rust trap up there too. So I bought one that's only half. I bought one that's terribly rusty on only half of itself, not its entire self. So I'm trying to be positive in that aspect. But again, hey, it fit our budget, and we love everything else about it. So I can put up with it and I can fix it. All right, the wheels. Yes, we put these on here. They're pretty cool. We've had them lying around for a good while. I bought, Chelsea has a Blazer that really hasn't been on the YouTube yet, but it's a project we've had for years, and we've driven around all the mechanicals to it, and it's kind of like this thing, but it's torn apart for rust repair at the moment. I had them on that. They came with that truck, and we had them blasted and powder coated, and had new tires put on. Ran around on that. Had them on a few other trucks. Now they're sitting on this thing, and I gotta say, I think they look the best on this. They really fit with the yellow and white, and it fits the vintage 4x4 vibe. These are, a lot of people would think and guess that they are Jackmans, which is a really good guess, as they definitely kind of have that look and vibe. They're a stamped steel spoke wheel, but with a 5-spoke flavor, so they have kind of more of that car, or, you know, maybe traditional, you know, American racing Kreger 5-spoke wheel look. But these are actually made by Tacoma Wheel Company, which was a short-lived deal. It was actually down in California, and ran alongside Jackman. I'm sure, you know, I'm sure they were sharing kind of notes and whatnot, but just a couple years these guys were in business, and here they are. Tacoma wheel. This was one of their most popular styles. It was their 5-spoke stamped steel. I like them. They're kind of like a slot mag, but kind of like a, I don't know, like an American again, but they're steel, and they're just powder coated. And I wanted to use these tires up. They've been on here for a number of years, for several years, and they're nice and chunky. I just don't want these things going to waste. So, well, they're at their forever home now. It's again, this thing's got a little bit of a lift in it with those fresh springs, and well, 373 gears, and these tires, it's just all of a happy combination. It sits just right, looks just right, and it drives just right. So, well, here they are, and here they are to stay. There's that middle rear seat. Again, it's in super nice condition. It's wearing the factory cover. I don't think it was, well, hardly ever used in the truck. I think it just got taken out and set aside. And here we'll see, well, I have to, also, rear sway bar, which appears to be on the truck, and I think they removed it as for when they ran the exhaust, it was in the way, or I don't know, something. I might try to put it back on. That's one of the things I'm going to check out. So these steps, these are off of the copper K10 I bought last year. I took them off of it. It was stock height, didn't need them on little baby tires. They're kind of cool because I right off the bat noticed Ockerberg products. Ockerberg, Edmonds, Washington. I'm like, man, I've never seen those before. That's really cool. And they're just so cool, I had to save them. I kept them, and I don't know where I was going to put them on. Well, I got to Damon's, and I was just getting all sorts of weird feelings that day, deja vu, you know, things meant to be, you know, buying this, just I had a lot of weird feelings that day between the broken manifold and just about this truck. It just really felt right buying it, and I was just happy. And I get there and I see this one lone step, Ockerberg Products, Edmonds, Washington. Well, I've got 2 more. Well, what good does 3 do you? Well, this is the only truck, the only body style truck in the world where 3 steps do you fantastic. It's only got 3 doors. So, yeah. Obviously, I can't mount these other 2 quite yet. We've got some structural issues going on here that need to be addressed. But, yeah, there's 2 more for when she's rust repaired. It's going to have 3 matching Edmonds, Washington, Ockerberg steps. So kind of excited about that. And I'm going to take that one off here soon so that, well, it doesn't get lost and misplaced in the meantime. So, yeah, I don't know. Kind of cool. I set them aside and happy I did, because these are cool steps and look pretty cool on this thing. 2 on one side, 1 on the other. We're likely just going to drive around for a few years, how it is, all rusty and whatnot, and just enjoy the heck out of it. And then when the time comes here, collect some more parts, collect that donor and whatnot, and one of these winners do the rush repair on it. I don't have the time to do it right now or anytime soon. The shop is stuffed busy, full of customer rigs and other things that are ahead of it. This is just nice because it's a running, driving truck. It drives great, and we can just do little improvements in the meantime and tackle the big job of the rust down the road here. So it's going to be a minute before it's solid, but in the meantime, we're just going to drive it, enjoy the heck out of it the way it is. Doesn't turn as sharp as your blazer, does it? What do you think?
I like it.
Good. I'm glad. Glad it fits you. It looks good on you. Looks good. What's that?
I like the yellow.
Me too. It's refreshing.
I'm cold.
It's springtime. It's very much a springtime color. Maybe.
Okay, cut.
It's so rusty, but it's so cool. I don't know what that squeak is. I think it might need front core support bushings, because if you push on the bumper, you can almost, in the grill area, you can almost get it to replicate the squeak, but I haven't quite tracked it down yet. I think it might be those bushings. She also thinks she's taking better pictures than me of it. Maybe she is.
I am.
I'm just happy she likes it.
You got a video of me in the most awkward position ever.
Well, it could be more awkward than that. Maybe. Scoot likes it. She's such a goof. Those mud trains are loud. We gotta get the rest of those cab lights working. Those things are just too cool. Off into the sunset. we off to next?
I have no idea, but we're gonna drive.
Okay. Hey,
I don't know.
I'm fine with that. Done McDonald's.
Yeah.
Extra value meals.
Let's go.
40 miles ahead. We're heading McDonald's. Look, like we're going on an African safari. Go see some elephants and Scooter, get in the back. Big old lion boy in the back right now.
I'm gonna pull up a little bit.
Okay. What is that squeak? Scooter likes it. See ya. That squeak is like working its way to the top of the priority list. I gotta figure that squeak out. It's driving me nuts. Exhaust leaks and squeaks. Oh, I guess I lost my ride. But those are my two vehicle bugaboos. Squeaks and exhaust leaks. Guess I can hitchhike a ride back to the shop. Put my thumb out. Hopefully she'll pick me up. She won't even pick me up. She's such a butthead. Bird just pooped on me. No joke. Okay, maybe she picked me up this time for real. I wasn't kidding. Literally bird poop. Chelsea thinks it's funny. I got pooped on by a bird. She's like, "What are you doing?"
I can definitely see us taking road trips in this thing.
I know, me too. That's one of the reasons why I've been wanting one so bad is because of that.
Yeah.
It's a proper road trip rig. It's called the Room, called Space. It's out the river. It's really high right now. Yeah. Yeah,
Lots of fun to be had in this thing.
I agree. It feels like a good family rig, good road trip rig.
Yeah.
That's what they were. That's what they still are. That's why they still sell the crap load out of these things. Longest manufactured vehicle in the world for straight manufacturing. Like runtime. Like 1935 is the first year for a Suburban name. They're still making them today.
It's crazy.
People need them. People got kids and family and dogs and road trips and hauling and, you know, all sorts of stuff to do, and it's the perfect rig for it. People are going to get annoyed with me with this video, so I've said it like 9 times already, and I'm going to say it again. There's more of these trucks here than anywhere else in the world. So I bought the parts BURB and got home with it. Ended up cracking up a deal on it, and yeah, there's kind of a problem though. It's too nice to cut up and part out. I can't do it. I got it home, started looking at it, and this thing is just it's too straight. Even though besides it's got a K10 roof and a big old dent in the quarter panel back there, but I'm sure I can get the roof popped out, and I'm actually have a chunk of a Suburban body for the quarter panel section, so I cannot bring it myself to cut this thing up. It's just too original and very solid, and it's got a really cool story. And so yeah, it ended up being, well, not a Geo getting it. it ended up being, well, not a double K-truck rescue, but I guess a double BURB rescue after all. The video is damn near a movie at this point. And that's what it's kind of felt like bringing home these two BURBs. So, like, it was all kind of meant to be, and just I don't know, good time. Okay, this thing will have its own YouTube video soon, and not a parts truck. It is, well, too nice for that, and it is another, well, truck in the stable. 71 two-wheel drive BURB. So more on this one and its awesome story soon. I'm really happy you bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, tuck him into it, huh? I guess, like, dude.
He was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah.
I'm glad he bought it. Works out good. All right, guys, I got some closing notes here for the yellow BURB. We've had the thing for a little over a week now. We love this thing. It's awesome. It's everything we were kind of hoping for buying one of these. Maybe a little more rust than we hoped for, but hey, again, beggars can't be choosers. So this little booklet was in the glove box, and this is records from the previous owner for the last, well, all his years here of ownership, and he took meticulous care of this thing. If something was wrong with it, he fixed it mechanically. We've got records of it all. So I kind of went through this and read through it, and there's a stack of the receipts here from, you know, his 30 years of ownership. Every time he bought something for it, a hose clamp, a oil filter, you know, a new steering box, it's all here. So it's pretty damn cool. You know, I've gotten trucks with some records and some, oh, I got receipts, this and that. Not like this. The guy cared about this thing, and I think that's really cool. It means a lot to me buying it, you know, knowing somebody cared about it, and it was, to them, it was more than just a rig. They surely made some memories in this thing and had some good times in it, and he owned it for nearly 30 years, and that's a long time. He had it for nearly as long as I've been alive, so that's kind of funny to think, and yeah, just really cool. So I made a little just kind of bullet list here. Run through this. So he owned it from 1996 to 2025. Again, nearly 30 years. And it's a little fuzzy on this, but nearly 200,000 recorded miles in his ownership. So, and when he was first got it, he did cam and lifters and had to do quite a bit of extensive work to it. So one can only assume it had, I mean, a good chunk of mileage on it when he got it. So this thing's got at least 300,000, maybe 400,000 miles on it, which I think is cool and goes to show these trucks just how rebuildable they are. I mean, serviceable and worthwhile it is. And now it's really come full circle to where the thing is worth restoring and dumping the huge money into. And so all this maintenance and work kept up on it over the years, it's going to pay off. I mean, this thing was kept up on, and it just really shows mechanically and underneath in a lot of portions of it. I mean, besides the rust, again, I'm kind of being jokingly and whatnot, but she's cherry. But mechanically, it really is. This thing is a well kept up and well running driving vehicle. So yeah, nearly 200,000 miles recorded in his use over those 30 years. 48 recorded oil changes, and I think there's even more than that because there was a few. There's a few gaps. I think a page might have fallen out here, but. Yeah, so 48 oil changes and dates, mileage recorded of each and every single one of them. Several transmission services, and it did have a crate motor put it in 2009, and that was 50,000 miles ago, and it appears to be a GM, again, good wrench, a Target Master motor. And the diff was rebuilt in 2007 and extensively gone through ring and pinion, new posi, and a front differential rebuild he did a few years later. I mean, the dude was spending money on this thing and, you know, keeping up on it. Again, every little, put exhaust on it 2 or 3 times, did the brakes, at least 4 times recorded here in the book. Yeah, just really cool. The front axle, he, did ball joints, all other stuff, the red steering box on it. The truck, he cared about it and kept up on it, and I like that a lot. And, yeah, this is pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. So what's it to us? Well, we're going to own it for the next 30 years. It's it's something that I want to use with my wife and eventual family and kids and all that stuff. And this is going to be our family truckster, and this is the start of that journey. So it's just cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I did a lot of talking in this video, a lot of rambling on, but you can tell it's just in love of these trucks, and you gotta love them. 67 to 72, it's the best trucks ever made. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, more 67 to 72 content soon on, well, this one.